Mic test, yes.
Mic check, mic check. Good.
Yeah, 1, 2. It's like technical difficulties, but yeah, man. Yeah.
Mic check, mic check.
Clear, clear on those.
Check, check. All right, all right, all right. We're back again. Yeah. As we say, this is another edition of We're Going Live with Dan Marcus with some special guests. And as we say, we're having a round table discussion this week, you know. We're reason about some of the issues there at the day and some of the things there where could lead to development and future upliftment of our people, you know. Yeah, man. So I want to introduce Jah Myhrakle to the show right now, you know.
Hopeful, hopeful, hopeful and bright. Give thanks for the moment. Give thanks for being
Blessed
here.
love, blessed love, give thanks, you know. And over this side we have Lee Osha alongside Kenyon Andrews, you know. Yeah, man, give thanks, give thanks.
Whole
Yeah,
Gangali,
yeah,
Bojo.
man, this is the this now whole Wesley alumni link, you know. So you don't know, give thanks to all of the people then where from the Wesley, the whole Wesley connect and the whole, you know, we're still keeping it firm and keeping it strong, you know. But yeah, man, give thanks once again. We just there, just want to discuss some issues, you know.
Yes, yes, yes. Hopeful and bright. Give thanks and praise to the Most High for being here this time in this Iowa. Giving thanks for, assembly with the ones and they say where ones and two are gathered in his midst, the Almighty God is in it. And everything is, the high frequencies. High frequency. High, yeah. Hopeful and bright. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Pleased to be here. We are one.
Yeah, man. Now we're going on. That's the thing there. Yeah, man. Give thanks to everybody we're in tune right now pa Facebook Live. I want everybody just really go subscribe to our pages. We got our Facebook page. We have with Twitch. We have YouTube pages. So wanna just go and go subscribe to those and just make we just continue build with community, you know? Yeah, man. But one of the things where we want to start off the discussion with that just like basically like right now there's a lot of issues where I feel like not to get reason about pan the mainstream level and that what we really want, and especially the issues then where I feel like they affect we, you know what I mean, we as people, and we just have to really pinpoint some of the issues there and really speak on it. And I feel like development, growth and development, that one big issue in our community we need to be addressed, you know what I mean, as far as just like the blueprints and the things then were needed for they in place for them things take root, just not there, you know. And the start like Miracle, where you in your opinion where you feel like could be the best um starting point for we start move in terms of developing our people to the next level in a whatever aspect.
When I summons the thought of development, we're looking at a secular thing, and development is an all around spin. And one of the key things that funnels development, first of all, is individuals or all ones, all souls have to have this poise for further education,
Yeah,
to exploit education to its farthest and highest dimensions as much as possible.
most
And I
definitely.
think one of the main influences that can enlighten or ignite a charge to ones is a thing or is a field of work particularly which you and I myself are involved in, and that is music.
Yeah,
We
most
know
definitely.
we know music particularly is a fuel most for most, if not all, everyone every day. You know what I mean? Somebody or some place in the earth, wherever you're waking up, have something playing in the background of music that inspires them
Universal.
to charge and to go forward with their
Yeah,
day's
man.
work and whatever. So I think say it's very vital for us particularly, and I'm just gonna clinch on this point for a moment because it's greater than this. I'm saying, like I said, development it's a secular vision.
Yeah,
You know, it entails education from many different angles. But one of the things that triggers this thing is proper influential music, music of knowledge, inspiration, encouragement in a righteous way.
yeah,
Because inspiration and encouragement can also be negative.
definitely.
So if we can find a means and a ways to lessen or eliminate thoroughly negative frequency from the channel of the eardrum, that which propels a person through his day or her day, I think we will have a good direction in
Yeah,
order to enhance this development which we want to see
yeah,
on
because
a grand scale.
yeah, I feel like a lot of people underestimate the power of music and the influence of music. And we as musicians, we always a lot of time, I wouldn't say we, but a lot of artists were in a secular music feel like they have to justify the fact that the influence where they give through this music is not as potent as they think it is, but it really is because that's something more we just made a reason about, in minds were easily influenced, you know, that like music powerful enough that it could capture them people easily. So as artists have to realize the responsibility where they have for just really give one clean message and overall, you know, just constructive efforts in a music, you know, because like latter too much music just become just nonsensical over the past years where that there's so much fads and trends where just really not add nothing, only really the take away and the distract and disrupt the youths, you know. But yeah, make we move on to Lee. Where you say as the starting point where we could really start pivot pan as you know one part of our trajectory forward as our people.
Well, I believe we need to focus. I want to say technology because at the end of the day, I'm a technology guy.
Yeah.
right? So I believe we need to put some emphasis on technology, especially how we have new technology coming around like the AI. Where I expect we have the same kind of impact when the internet come around, right? So those are the areas I would hope that we could put some focus on, some energy and try develop, you know.
Yeah, Bojo.
Yeah, well, same way, like whether I say I love on music too, but me, you know, we grew up a yard all the way, and a lot of influence things we see and things of partake and certain things that kept me out of trouble, like sports. I have sportsman, you know what I'm saying? Not yet an advocate of sports, but would like to project that way. But sports, things that help the youth, because the youth are the future, and that's the way it starts,
Yeah.
So with the youth, and we could build them and elevate them and captivate them, man. Like, and you're going through with the music too, because the music is the energy, and feed, and like the rest say, the education in the music is substance. You touch it,
Yeah, man.
the substance in the music. So then things that are motivational. So we want motivation from many aspects, like the rest said, many aspects of education. You got education in the sports, field, agriculture, and everywhere.
Technology.
Mass technology. There we go. Now a mass structure like you are saying, big up to the youth then, because of there everything started. So with the youth then things start, and there we have to elevate, and there with motivation, and us as elders, like us, like you said, growing up, our mind was, we captivate to the elders. We was listening up to the elders. A lot of our knowledge come from the elders, and now the elders then minimize, then pass and gone, and those channel knows channel through us, and the more we could voice. So like I said, give thanks for this, this situation we're in right
Yeah,
now.
man.
Podcast, where to go and show,
Yeah,
because
man.
they
Give
have
thanks.
movements and things where I help man elevate and get the thoughts out, because everything is start from the thoughts.
Yeah,
Word,
definitely.
song, power, action, because everything start from the thoughts process, what I'm saying?
All right, I'm glad you mentioned about action, because I feel like that's something where we really follow through and seeing through things, that's something where we really lacking in our, and where we really have less experience in seeing happening power, like in terms of like I in my recollection growing up, I really could look pa, I'd say success stories in the sense of like somebody coming from my neighborhood and becoming a doctor, or like area nobody from my neighborhood never become a doctor, nobody never raised to certain educational levels, or what I mean, where it could have may benefit the country, and like and that the same thing what Miracle me they say, and like damn a different generation where the emphasis on education never really did it as much, but uh and that always, and that to come from the point to like the environment where any particular person come from, you know what I mean? If you come from an environment where distracted by a lot of different stuff, you're prone for fall victim to some of the things then where they in the pitfalls for you really go down certain road. But at the end of the day, that like we really never take advantage of the fact that we had education as one, because a lot of education are never given to a lot of countries and a lot of people, and I feel like as a population we literate and we have one good enough knowledge, and we just never, we fail to capitalize half of it. I feel like, in my opinion, for real.
I mean, education is a thing we never sees really. So
Still.
there's we may have been delinquent.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a failure, so to speak.
Yeah,
What I think,
yeah. I wouldn't want to be so harsh and say that failure, to be honest, though, because there's still hope with the young generation, and just seeing how fast and how quick the young generation they take on to the knowledge way out there, in terms of like right now you could give one youth one iPad or one of them gadgets, and they know how to work it better than an adult, So I mean, and that small things like that, just they having access to the tools at the time, and just like how in our days maybe that me a typewriter or one you know what I mean book or a pen. Now the instruments are learning kind of change. I mean, as we evolve as human beings with new distractions and ways how society they put things. Guys, I mean, I don't know if you know hear something recently about the government they look for create their own version of Cash App, and I really believe that government way are really creating one blueprint and tracking everybody money digitally, you know what I mean, and that one dangerous thing. And it's because we've done been conditioned for deal with stuff like Cash App and these apps where deal with money transfer. Now it make it kind of easier for them kind of just pull this one yeah over with eyes and just not because this one be the only app of its kind where one be able to could transfer money in at the future. So eventually the government one guy ears and eyes and everything all up in your business like
This is why we say, you know, that's a off spin.
yeah
This is why if we're supposed to focus on what is at hand. When we talk about our country or ones or wherever our environments are development, even in that sector, that's development. In the
Still.
government agency, they're developing new apps, as the brother said
yeah
earlier.
yeah
Technology.
still
This is what education comes to. So it's it, th- this is not even half the way they keep track of us.
yeah definitely
Definitely they're
that
tracking us day and night.
that would them
different
that would them
ways.
allow if you see
But
and
if
know
we're gonna focus on what we're talking about, right, and keep a pivot there, we in our communities right now need have a duty and an ultimate role, especially now, as you said earlier, the advancement of technology in the children in hand. They could do so much things which the elders can't, manage to
Yeah.
deal with right now in the apps. And also in the reverse, there's so much foundational knowledge that the elders bestow that the children they don't have.
Neglect.
So what we're talking about to stay focused on topic and not to spin off
yeah
is development. Now, for development to happen or to continuously be something going on and growing. Remember now, our country, if we may emphasize Belize being the country of
Yeah.
birth, our country is fairly young in the entire estuaries of all these, major
Yeah,
countries
definitely.
in the entire global, outlook.
scheme
So
yeah.
we're developing. And it is very important if we are to develop in the right direction that we do not lose control of that connection of the ancient and the future.
Yeah.
The generational gap. As we were speaking about
Yeah, man.
before we even enter this reasoning.
Yeah, yeah.
It's important that we log, copy, paste, inherit, whatever the words we want to use to fit perfect in this instance. The knowledge of the ancient in collaboration with the knowledge of new technologies in order to advance. So this again entails education.
Yeah.
But
most
what
def-
is going on in our community, and I will give the floor open in a few. But what is going on in our community is that the lack of respect for the elders, the lack of love for the elders,
Yeah, man.
the lack of these things are hampering our development. And if we don't realize, like I have an ancient mathematic teacher. His name is Christopher Crossman. I know all of y'all know him well, right? He always said the solution. First of all, he always said this to us. It's not really about the answer, right? It's about how do you derive to get to the answer. How do you break down what is the source, what is the bottom line,
Basic.
or the basics
Yes.
in order to reach the answer.
Yeah.
So what we have to really do when we're trying to find solutions, as that's what we are, solution bringers, right? We're ones that come to bring remedies, cure. We have to navigate from the sediments, from the small parts to
Yes.
see what are the problems that we need to assess before we assess the greater thing. And I think it's very important, like we said earlier,
Indeed.
we maintain the connection between the future generations, the ones now, also the present and the old. We're losing it.
Definitely.
I spoke to my grandaunt the other day, and she said to me, it's hardly that you would find some little youth in the street or so who come and say, let me help the older one with the bag, or let me go get them groceries for you.
Yo,
let me
that's
do
sad.
these things. And these things are the things that we grew up doing.
That's
You know
sad.
what I mean? And it's very important if we're going to have development and continuous growth of our country.
Yeah,
we can't
and
lose that.
Yeah, I feel like that gonna direct correlation to crime and violence to in a sense too, because when the respect get lost, then because it come to a point where one latter it all come down to lack of respect for elders because but I remember back in the days that like you used to really like all right the neighbors then you used to care about neighbors then think in a certain sense that like if they have you as one good person or one you know what I mean in terms of the one moral standing basically usually no why I mean even mention that is that because then young boy reach one level of heartlessness and one level of demonic possession where I really can't understand in the sense of the talk about cut off man head and then there are things where then promote and try promote, you know.
And this is what we're talking about.
Our word song that power, you know.
I'm a project again. This is what we're talking about. The external influences that charges this reality.
Yeah.
See,
all right.
We are the soul, the spirit is summoned when it comes to the box.
Yeah,
as
man.
I call the box, all these gadgets with the four corners.
Yeah, man.
Most of even the TV. The condition when Shatters was pushing Shatters for hard and people love it.
That changed society.
I telling you that movie particularly, besides some others, but Shatters especially in the Caribbean damage
Change
many
culture.
minds.
Yeah, man. Change culture.
Damage many minds.
Definitely.
Because that movie reached almost every crevices also
Definitely.
in the international
Yeah,
areas.
yeah.
So that particular influence, just to speak about that itself. Now today we have gadgets that the first thing you turn on, it's the war download app, an app where you're shooting. It's something where part of you they're put into this mindset of chaos.
So now then desensitized to killing and gruesomeness.
Indeed, now with which this now where we say, now how do we solve this problem? How do we remedy this? This is what we're talking about now. We need to be of greater influence, not just solely through the music.
Yeah.
But in our paths and in our walk,
every
in our
aspect of
community,
life.
we have to influence right, and we have to maintain education, because one of the key thing about the brain, you know, the brain is a thing where it's enthused for education. You know, if we don't, just like how you want when you get the app, you want to learn how to do everything, whatever you could do. The brain stay a certain way where it is attracted to higher education. But if we are not bringing that substance to the table, then we don't gain the attraction from the youth. Them we could make a betterment toward
definitely right. Definitely
so
right.
You're right. So
yeah,
that way I talk about right there, where we want to say where the influences, where the things that we chop off, like you said, you touch it on that. You know, you said the respect. But like I speak before, I said everything start mentally, you know, it's mind control. So if you could respect the others, right? Respect the elders, right? Respect man, respect everybody like yourself, right? Bring discipline.
Definitely.
Now, discipline now you have commitment.
Yeah.
You see me? So like you said, that's where the influence they play, because that like he said, like you said it, you know, you said I want to help the elders with our bag, I think, because why they got their head down on their gadgets. You know?
Yeah, and it definitely goes to say the fact that negative influences is so overwhelmingly the most popular ways means, like in terms of like that, like the negative stuff get the most promotion in a society on whole right now. And I feel and I feel like to in the responsibility pan, just like where you say in like the people where fi do good fi bring positive influences have to dig deep to and realize that that one unfair playing field with upon in terms of the people there with the a lot of attraction over that side there, and we have to realize that we have to up the game in terms of matching with the type of way how we the influence and do what we do. You know what I mean?
We got to calibrate the levels of
Exactly.
educational fields now, and we got to expand those fields. See, we can sit here also and measure the gadget itself, but these gadgets just don't come to us.
Yeah.
It's the householders. It is those who tend to want to purchase the gadgets.
Yeah.
That has also
Ultimate say.
responsibility.
Yeah.
And besides such responsibility being on the shoulders of these householders, the government also, the developing minds within the states or the government also need to see the need to enhance more fields of education.
Yeah.
They have to find more facilitation to govern, to direct, to inspire for more education.
Yeah,
If
definitely.
we can be having, as the brother said earlier, technology, advancing the country into a development of technology, we can have technology that's going to be smarter than us
Yeah.
in the future if we do not educate ourselves how to deal with the advancement of the technology.
Which
Right or wrong?
which should be planned for.
Program in this age of AI. Program machines will come and dictate to us what to do.
Yeah.
If we not take up the need to deal with education now
Yeah.
and enhancing the higher levels
Definitely.
of consciousness.
Definitely.
True indeed, like you said, because from a biblical structure, listen, God gave we as man control and dominance over all these things, over everything. Man.
Yeah.
We're the closest thing to God. So what you're saying is right, but from the moment, listen, like we said, we wasn't that equipped. That's the difference between us now and the elders and today youths. We wasn't as equipped, like you said. We wasn't facilitated right. All right, and like you said, we didn't have it. That's was our delinquency because we wasn't facilitated. We wasn't well equipped. You know, and now these times, like you said, we as man, because when computer was introduced to us, we know that could have been easily manipulated, right? And we know what technology is going to say. Like technology will replace some man job. The more technology advance, the less work we have for man do, right? But still, we as man, God make us we till the land. So there's a lot more, like you said, it's a fast-paced education, agricultural wise, you know, planting
This is
herbs
what I'm
and things.
saying.
Help the whole country develop than just your yard and your surrounding. Start with the community.
The facilitation by the heads is important.
Real.
And if, like we said, we could sit down here. Once we're talking about development, as this is the index,
Yeah.
we must understand. And I am not. I personally don't know. Just state the what is actually the obvious on the table. There is nothing highfalutin about what we're speaking about.
Yeah, that one.
If we notice, if we want development, we need to facilitate more education. This has a heavy load on the government hands. Those who are ministers of education, especially, right? Because all these other sectors of government will
Benefit.
not for long. They will not for long if education is not the pivot.
Yeah, definitely. Can't
Everything
neglect.
will crumble. So the sector of education under the wings of the government is a very important role to fulfill.
Yeah,
And
man.
it must be fulfilled in order to see the country develop in a manner of grace and beauty. Otherwise, we will have crumbling blocks. As we are already experiencing this in many different ways. Crumbling blocks.
But no one like and I'm sure if I even want to get in at the levels about in terms of Belize, the politics where and Belize role in at the international community and how Belize could be manipulated by the forces that be, because we have to realize that at the end of the day we the in our prime position for we get manipulated and used for whatever nefarious reasons, whatever governments or whatever systems in a place want do and use with we, because and especially with the fact where we talk about if we not keep on educating for ourselves, because just with the fact where this referendum business what happened the other day, like that really shed one light on the knowledge where our people have of just like civics, politics, and basic overstanding and their rights and these things. It kind of sad that it reached the point where enough people never really understand or even care about it, and the uninformed decisions where we end up positions where we end up taking other situation that are like it kind of bad for the future and say bad for the future and like that one of the reason why this very topic that one of the most important topic because like we really need to put priority on really advancing our knowledge in every area in this new because this is a new world we live in now. This the technological age where we advance to a level where we can no longer lag behind because we can get lost.
In the time of the Jetsons, we've been watching this for
Yeah.
and you would believe
It's
it
here
or
now.
not, this is the Jetsons. In some places it's much more advanced. Some countries are still yet behind the time, but it is the truth and that's the reality. Concerning the fact that external forces are influencing and affecting these sorts of development, which is necessary, especially especially to educate the country. It is not far-fetched.
Yeah.
As we see even in the directive of where the country is going right now, we see the influential role of external players
Yeah, man.
who are also influencing the now, who are also
Yeah.
aspiring to become, right? I will not call name. That is not necessary. We're talking about what's going on, a phenomenon. So there's many influences externally, especially where money has a great impact on how things will move or orientate.
Yeah, definitely.
Overs, this is what the reality is on the ground. You know, if so many small aircraft touch down at certain places, it's a whole nother big birthday party.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is
I
no, but I mean this is one another symptom of all of these things. Yeah, the corruption. That one, as I say, I feel like that's a symptom because if one man have knowledge of certain things and educated about certain things and realize that stealing from your people not benefit nothing and not even want benefit you because at the end of the day you get caught up on and you end up lose everything at the end of the day because every politician end up that the same trap when they feel like they could steal from the people and then just really waste time where we could have used with having other people in a place where I could implement.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So like we said, it's the same thing we were talking about. Like as man, listen, you can't take nothing from the world.
Yeah.
That give. So you steal, you take from your people, you take from the advancement, like what Ross said.
Definitely.
You take from the advancement.
But
or
this-
for progression.
this-
Because we have to give. You see what I say? Because we can't carry nothing.
Definitely.
We gotta go right back to the ashes. So that's what I'm talking about. Me with sports and everything. Like I want to give back to the youth.
Yeah,
to
man.
the youth because youth and foundation and the generations and generations.
One
You see?
thing we'll have to unwind. One thing which must be unwind in the minds. Because we may not say outrightly that these things are affecting us throughout time and throughout the generations. But the Darwinian theory, you see, the thing where a man thinks that in order for him to survive, he needs to destroy his counterparts.
Yeah.
This type of mentality is
Kill or
what
be
is-
killed.
which is for survival, I must devour the other.
Yeah.
This type of mentality is what's cramping development.
Definitely.
It's cramping development. The thing is, unity and in numbers, there's greater strength.
Mm-hmm.
So for level platforms of equality, because in all light and all right, regardless of how much education you may have or he may have or I may have,
Together.
even the man which is seemed to be unwise, on a level platform, equality is a thing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it is something that we have, but it is a thing.
The
And why
factor.
I say it's a thing is, it's not everybody is equal
Yeah.
within the societies. The
Structure.
other day we were talking about, or yesterday as we had a reasoning before, we was talking about even in India the system of caste system.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
But the reality in the Almighty God's sight, He has made enough for all. No.
Real.
A man might choose to want to have more oranges. One might choose to have less oranges and still be satisfied. So the equality thing now is based upon a perspective. But the reality thing is on a level platform, enough should be for everyone.
Everyone.
So
Definitely.
this means education also, the facilitation of education must be also there on a level platform for everyone.
Indeed.
In order for them to also become fishers of men.
Definitely.
You overs?
Indeed.
Because you can't tell them I want to give you a fish every day. I prefer to teach you how to become a fisherman.
Fisherman.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
And bring more for everybody.
And bring more and develop more others
Yes,
learn how
man,
to
everybody.
fish.
There you go.
If we may use that term fish. But we don't want to kill nothing because the Almighty God himself said thou shalt not kill.
Yeah.
So we don't want to kill a fish to survive. That's the Darwinian theorem. And if we maintain this type of lifestyle, demolition, destruction, we will not have the development which we need.
Right.
No, it definitely will, because I feel like we really, and not just we, just the world pan whole last, because the priorities and the stuff where we get prioritized like on the internet and that, like, and I kind of think that by design too, in a sense that like for really keep we off guard and not really focus on the real stuff where really they affect everybody around the whole planet, you know what I mean? Because like there's a lot of stuff where them body they do under the guys under the we having our heads down in our phone, they take pictures for Instagram for every league, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
that's a part of the crowd.
yeah,
That's
definitely.
The thing is known. The thing is what I refer back or forward to. The hieroglyphics they show you, I think, even the Bible and the inscription in a certain places of life scriptures. I just want to say life scriptures, not just specifically say the Bible. It says, lift your head up. It didn't tell you hello. It says lift your head high.
Yeah.
Today, even when we open our eyes, we say good morning and we are mourning. And why we say good morning? Just take look
Word
at the
song.
downward spiral. Then we say, and we meet someone on the way, we say hello. We
Hello.
want to go low. So now your head now bowing low.
Yeah.
Bring forward that animalistic view, because most of the animals walking the earth
With their head
bows
down.
down.
Yeah.
And he has given us what? Dominion over all. So we're not overstanding the importance of, even with these gadgets, it is important if we're viewing them to keep our head up.
Right? Because when we pull it
Because
back,
we're
we say, put your head down.
we're cramping the connection channel.
Yeah.
Which instigate higher apex of
Yeah.
learning.
I'm full.
So you start to go low. Hello.
Yeah, man.
Like
Levels.
you say, don't
Heights.
carry head to bow down to the fire. And we don't bow head, we look
Yo, you
up.
see the thing saying bow down your heart.
Your heart.
The bow down your head thing is a thing where we part them man who want to do secret shit when they don't see.
Yeah.
Do all kind of shit when
Yeah,
they don't
man.
see.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they tell you, bow your head down. While behind that, when you the bow and kind of close your eyes, then they do evil works.
Yeah.
The Almighty say bow down your heart. Yeah, render your heart.
That is what that.
Render your heart.
Slightly off topic. I just want to hear you. I just want to hear on the thoughts on this. Like recently, I see one. I watch one video about one facility where these guys made build in at the desert, and this facility one beef a hose. Get this, hose, basically artificial wombs. So, and like this, like one couple mile long facility where they have just so much stations where designers are. And alright, what my whole thing about this is that, alright, if the earth is overpopulated, why would they want to make artificial womb for more? So that's something wrong with that.
This is what we call AI. You see, this is artificial intelligence, right? This is all AI. But the key thing is, nothing is really new under the sun. As it is inscripted, before they start make these sophisticated flying airplanes were being flown long
Yeah,
ago.
but the alarming thing for me about this is that this really does something where in a play now as a reality. They have
Yeah,
the
this been
facility
going on. This been
done.
going
It's
on.
more.
It's been going
It's
on.
more investments.
It's going on for more than a decade.
Yeah, I mean I know like
For
they
a while.
because if they do it now, that means they had to do planning and do a lot of so that over years and time they made plan that. But like, all right, my whole thing about that is that all right, they create the myth that all right, I guess that the elite that the well, why would UNO want create more people artificially if the world already
Because
overpopulated
these ones
naturally?
now, they could decide when they turn them off and turn them on.
Ah.
They say full control
Ah.
is the
One
grip.
week,
Once you could get,
We can't, they
see,
can't manipulate we
I
fully.
say especially the earth right now is highly populated with melanated beings. Right?
Yeah.
And that's a major issue for the agenda pushers.
Yeah.
Right?
Too
In
much
agenda,
powers.
There's a thing called Agenda 21.
Yeah.
You,
Know about
you
it.
all could visit it. But
Yeah, man.
within that scope, their thing is now, and I will emphasize this, everyone have melanin.
Yeah.
Regardless of your color, your skin, your
yes,
reflection.
yes.
But the concentration of that carbon-based melanin when we are talking about is people who can think freely, who can break away, and if they get the right charge, as they would tell you, the cell, every human cell has a charge.
Yeah.
If you get the right electrical charge or the inspiration, you can make instant changes,
Yeah.
which can affect their agenda. So the key thing is now, how do we limit the powers of these ones? By first, even some of the weed where we smoke like we were talking,
Yeah.
even some of the food where we eat, and certain influences through technologies. But now once we can eliminate them thoroughly, and now put the gadgets, them artificial intelligences which we create, we can have more control. And less expenditures, less chaos, as they want to have. They say they want to have this one world order.
Man. I mean, like
That's
recently.
my speculation. I mean, I might not be right.
I agree, same way, like you said. Always, power, our man, like you said, look for power.
I want to say something to add on to it because I wanted to say it earlier before I even hit that piece of note there. But speaking about the AI beings and, you know, them coming to, they have many of them who are also military.
Already,
they have
no?
no naval strings. I mean, this might not sound real, but
Yeah.
they don't have no naval strings. And they use them in the forces and in military areas.
Covertly.
The work.
I don't doubt it because the type, all right, the black budget where America government we have no idea what they man they do, right? You see how, like, as far as I believe they man they don't do some level of cloning and certain levels of things where we think impossible. Them just because you say that, like, no, it really, because now I kind of connect it to the fact that the type of money where them Bali have to play with for just experiment and do all kind of simpleness.
I mean, come on, if I print the templates for the money, I got the ink, I got the paper. I can print whatever money I want, hire whoever from abroad to create the technology in conjunction with whatever technology I have from many different places and create what I want.
Yeah.
That's what you call money laundering too.
Yeah.
they don't get charged for it because what? They are the one who can control the money.
Yeah.
So I mean, what can we say? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These things are going on. One thing we must realize though, that Satan army is plenty and mighty.
Definitely.
Plentiful. Right? The Almighty God army is small and few in numbers, but still it was one stone out of a sling. Isn't it so?
Yeah,
it was
man.
one stone out of a
One
sling.
stone.
Yeah, so Satan have him spin. In the world of current and electricity, I emphasize this in quite a few things. It's a world we're dealing with duality and functionalities, you know. The negative have to maintain a role.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the balanced structure
Exactly.
of continuity.
Exactly.
So the positive also has its role to play.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Right now, the man they touch two circuits right now and a light we are get.
Yeah.
And that's electricity with what? A negative and a positive.
Always.
And a growth.
Yes.
There's
So all needed for exist.
This is the reality
Coexistence,
of
yes.
balance.
Exactly.
The earth could go off balance if you don't have these things.
So,
For example, again, before you go forward, I'll give you the floor. But before you go forward, for example, you want beautiful fruits and vegetables. And this is what we call development. Beautiful fruits and vegetables now, if it's plant-based, is the key code. You need nitrogen fixed in bacteria to start to germinate the seed in order to have a shoot and a root. Now the root, which they call the radical, goes down in the earth for anchorage. And then the shoot, which they call the plumule, goes to the sun to bring forth the buds
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
fruitification
The
and the blossom thereof.
The light.
So,
Yeah,
which
shoot
way-
the light.
Do you want to be the hold down or you want to be the blossom?
The blossom, right.
It's
Yeah,
one of the two roles I play.
The tree can't prosper without the root.
Yes,
You know it. So, like you said,
It's
it
the
goes down.
duality
The
function.
foundation, like we were talking just now, we're telling you with the house, you know, the firmer foundation, the stronger the house.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, the longer it lasts.
In
So,
unison.
yes, man.
But one of the things what we need drastically right now, I think we need to erase. The man bring an album said they don't know love, right? And I agree with it, the notion that Marcus bring an album said they don't know love. I agree with the notion. But I also want to say one of the key things where make them seems to know this love is the fear for love.
Yes.
The fear. This is the index. This is what we call the root of the thing now. The fear for love, because community is very important.
Real.
Earlier we just established the fact that, you know, Darwinian theory pervades the mind of men. One want to devour the other for the other. If we say he accomplish or achieve.
Yeah.
That never been the word. How would that create a chaos and destruction?
Chaos and destruction.
And what we're talking about upon the grounds of development has to do with building. Right?
Yeah.
So there's only one way to build is to bring blocks together.
Yes.
Is to bring parts together. There's a roof, there's a siding, there's wood, there's foundation. These things must be assembled to form what we call the structure of a house. So there's no way that we will find fruitification. There's no way we'll find development without erasing the fear for love. We need community.
Yeah,
We
man.
need union. We need communion. We need to come together
Real
more readily.
talk, yes.
More readily. I even, alright, in this atmosphere right now where we at.
We need
My
to stop call together and work together.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
In
That
this-
you hear how that song why
in-
ish to about come
in this
together.
environment-
Happening.
In this environment right now, and one of the things that we emphasize that coming together is social media. People are coming together via social media, and I would say cybernetically. They're not coming together
In a real life. In a real life.
Recently, I did this, and I keep emphasizing this. I started to erase people from social media where I know I have true connection with, because I don't want to lose that connection.
Yeah. I get what you
I
mean.
realize the functioning role of social media can start to depart us
That distance.
and
is
start
real.
to make us feel comfortable. Think we
Distance.
know how good a person
And
doing.
and everybody
We're not
start individualize whatever internalizing a day and they start
doing own perception.
exactly.
They don't connect with you no
More
more.
connection, man.
They don't
Like you said,
associate this.
And it's that the sad part is social media get created. Social media get created for bring people together, but it really to bring people apart. It distance people.
It was designed particularly to bring one so
So
far apart.
if I know
Yeah.
Hold on. It was designed particularly because we don't have a fish market today. Not today. We will all go through this thing in a proper reasoning.
Yeah, man.
It was designed to bring ones who are far apart together in some manner. It could have been used for that especially. However, the role we play integrally in our lives is depletion of our community. It's depleting the trueness of oneness.
Definite.
And we have to find a way to regulate that and start to call your family some more. Call your brethren, call your sister and have that live vibration. Corona time they say 6 feet apart. Then they tell you say don't go to that person's house. We don't want to know at certain time. These things were put in place to start to initiate more distancing.
Exactly. And try human interaction and try limit.
Limit that. And no, we're not interacting with one. We prefer to say
destroy.
what is
Name that, like, all right, watch how people know, like, all right, like on Facebook, if for instance, like, watch how sometimes you could reply, you talk to somebody and people just reply with one emoji or
thumbs up. They don't have no more life. So if they don't have no more life,
Check.
they couldn't, they wouldn't
love
call,
what
they
you're saying.
wouldn't call
I
you.
hate that.
They wouldn't call you and say, yo, I like what you're doing. You're doing something good. They have your number, you know.
Yeah.
They wouldn't call you and
No,
say,
man.
they want to give you a blood clot thumbs up. And in a certain country, thumbs up means
Dead.
you.
Yeah.
In a certain
Something.
country, a thumbs
Something.
up means an insulting language.
Yeah.
A thumbs up is not a good thing. That's why I usually have a heart.
Yeah.
Because if you want
Everybody
some
have a
kind- Exactly. Because we share a heart.
Yeah.
And this is the common thing. Some people don't have a thumb.
Yeah.
Comically speaking.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, development, it starts with a lot of things. This community thing is very important. We don't understand that we're diminishing our true bonds. We do not associate with each other for our qualities no more.
Mm.
Oh, we have many faculties and many great qualities, and if we align them together and can be trustworthy and lose the fear.
But see,
for
then
love,
again, right? I
we
feel
be
like
better
social
off.
media give a lot of people a false sense of importance based on a lot of times physical status and physical attributes. And so when a lot of people now find that, all right, like you see, and all right, that one byproduct at this age and the time and the conditioning of how social media has had our minds, but at the same time is like it reach a point where a lot of people they get lost in the whole society in terms of the unrealness. Some people they start see as real in terms of like, all right,
I say a thing, I ask a question like this, not to
no, forward.
I ask a question like this. I'm very interactive in a reasoning with music.
Mm-hmm.
So I ask a question, for example, why come out ponytail with has here? Don't know, for example, I am not disrespecting nobody where they want prefer to,
Yeah.
to desire. But why come out ponytail, right?
Mhm.
With has here? I mean, we are valuing things that has no true value.
Synthetic.
Right? And we're losing the value for one
Yeah.
another. So
Yo, that deep.
1 minute. If the female in a category of classy nature don't have some long claws and can't clean them behind properly, they are accepted as a beauty queen.
Yeah.
Have
Right.
we ever stopped for, as I say, maybe the mental health? Well, a lot of these people have mental health issues.
This is where it
Because
comes from.
you can't be normal, right? When, all right, as one man. If you meet a young lady, right? If you meet a young lady, and she into like looks, a body,
Red flag.
you think that a good young lady?
That's a
Red flag.
That's a major turn off.
Yeah.
And that 90%, if
These
not
female, yeah.
100% of social media, all the young ladies they into themselves,
Yeah, what they say now?
into their body.
Their body
so
that
when
they
I
talent.
tell you, all of them no good.
So all of them have lost value of self.
We're not straight
This is the
back
thing.
too much, but
So we're
No.
not straight with the talk. What is
That's
necessary
still community
talk.
development.
This is
This
what we
this
talk.
is still
If we don't-
community
If we
development.
this is education.
Yeah.
So if we don't speak about these things, the education and the effect.
Exactly.
Right.
We have to
It's
put it on
important.
spotlight on it.
we're valuing the things which I also said this. I don't want to stray off of what I was just about to say, but just to interject in the midst of what I will say. Festivities is a major thing for people every day, every year, every moment.
Yeah.
All right. Is that not done enough? Why when we have our festivities, we want to spend an extra $10,000 in our community on the things them that are not really of us?
No.
Mm.
Why are we not saving? Now development is on the table. Let's think.
Yes.
Why are we not saving these money as a community collective in a trust fund, a bank account or something to bring some type of new institutionalization or something that is good for the children to develop knowledge
Yeah,
from?
I totally agree with you.
Why are we not looking into this? I think the reason why, I will answer it for myself, is because most people are into their
Selves.
self
So listen.
and
that's
it's
right there.
diminishing our community.
No, like we have one.
Right there. I really will say, because it's just like when a man and woman, and you said I get married and I create a wedding. No, the woman thoughts now she want a biggest, most beautifulest wedding in her life and this that. When them see money there, you could think to develop more your household and your youth and your structure.
No, that one backwardness of the black community in terms of that's something I really want to talk about recently. Like, a lot of people spend want a lot of money on getting married for the marriage just no last. And that kind of crazy and put themselves in a debt and all these things.
And this again now is a pointer. No. Community as well has to do with family relations and a whole.
Yeah,
right?
still.
What we're doing now, as I'm being honest, we're talking about this same ponytail with Hasia. We're talking about long claws and cannot be able to clean yourself properly. And these things become the interest of the man today. So, just like Leon established, a red flag get waved.
Yeah,
But then
man say,
the
all right.
Man still going. Headstrong, headlong.
Yeah, because
Flying past a water pipe.
The interest
No, they don't want full length thirst. They want length to the water. But they refuse to drink. He carried them manna in the wilderness, but they refuse to commune.
Wishing well.
So,
No,
stand
but
over
all right,
wishing well.
all right.
So,
Make we.
one second. I want to give you
Yeah.
I just want to finish this before.
Continue.
I reiterate just before we go on.
Pull up.
We have to examine how we're choosing our partners. And if
Exactly.
we don't start to examine these things here, we will end up to spend 20,000 on a lavish wedding to break up next 6 months.
Yeah.
We will find ourselves paying for their nails and their hairs and all these things. And women, please don't get me wrong. I am only looking for your betterment. I am not trying to minimize your status. I'm trying to maximize your true nature.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, they're not about the woman, right?
It's about the
They
choosing.
come back to the foundation, which is the lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
Right? But a lot of people now got financial knowledge, right?
Basic
but a lot
knowledge.
of people now understand the basic way how the society and economy work, right? They just got a little microsystem where they live in and then they
Yeah.
don't understand the big system,
big-
how
yeah.
the big
But
system
they
work.
know,
Right?
hold on. They don't understand the full scope. But they know this for reality. You're going to work for $115 or $100 or let's say $500 a week. Your bills them, you know this. Your bills them where you have to pay if you maintain that weekly or monthly expense is about 3 something.
Yeah.
Right? You know that you have to maintain other things along with these bills that come along. But yet, you're taking your hard working money. They know this.
Mhm.
So the big thing, they don't know the micromanagement, but they know this. And they know they're in a struggling position to maintain that. So one of the key things what needs to happen is to stop the foolishness. Because there's things where we already know. We already know we're working hard to deal with some bills and issues and spend money on things, but we can't keep up.
afford.
We can't keep it up.
maintain.
Understand? You're right. What you're about to
It
what you're saying.
take a real man or woman to draw themselves away from society, right? And most of the people where we deal with, right, they really caught up in a matrix, right? So it's more important for them put on a certain appearance on social media, right? Because they think that important.
Somebody-
Even
Yeah.
though you they say put food in their belly might be important.
No.
Right? And they should know put food in their belly should be important.
Appearance is more bigger
But
than
they are take their last dollar
appearance.
and some of their staff their picnic. They go do they here. They see here what you talk about.
This is exactly what we're saying. They know they're doing
Know
that.
what they're
It's
doing
not
there.
that they don't know that they're
So
doing
when I tell you that people have mental
Yes.
issues.
Indeed, and they're
Listen.
stubborn.
Listen,
And no,
the
we're not.
easy
No, I don't wanna. I wanna put a canopy on this and bring forward because I remember that I got something to say. But I'm not trying to mash the ladies or the queens. I see you all particularly wonderful and beautiful as the Almighty God created you in your image and your likeness, in your forms. No matter where you have or where you don't have, Don't go buy no silicone. That not needed. Don't go restructure your jawbone, your hip line, your waistline. Them thing is foolish. It create chaos in your life.
System.
You see? So even when you can afford it, and if you are managing your monies, because somehow know they managing the money.
Oh, that spice though. I mean, I know why spice looks so.
I'm not going down Spice Avenue. I am just saying. This is not a platform for soap opera. This is just a platform really for education.
Everybody.
Because this is a general thing when it go on. And we're not just talking about Belizean or own people. We're talking on a large platform.
Yeah, because how the influence come from.
These things are damaging us. Damaging our economy, damaging our society, and damaging the true nature of who we are.
Soul, yes.
My add-on where I have to bring to it really that does the level of accountability we have to do within the male counterparts too, because at the end of the day, the type of women in our society and the type of because that one tell the type of caliber of men in our society, because the woman where we attract really want to determine what type of men we are as a society, and if we allow our women for the go down in a day, and this are like really the black man, just as like just for the fact that the fakeness and the whole, like, I believe that, like, me personally, I believe in a beauty, but I know that there's certain natural beauty standards where far superior than the European standards, where they dead up for and they spend arm and leg for.
Believe in what? What you believe in? Beauty.
Yeah, beauty.
Beauty is a natural thing.
Then they deal in a different thing.
Everything else is pretty.
That pretty then deal with.
Everything else is pretty. They have
Artificial.
beauty
That artificial.
for prettiness.
Beauty that natural thing.
And like you said, and that's why I said earlier, man have to be wise on what they are choosing to and what they're choosing to endorse. We need to. We sometimes we get attracted to the flesh. We tend to want to drift away from what we know is the richness.
Yeah.
And the richness is that we come to the table to women disregarding the flesh. Learn to build a relation. Because it don't mean that woman have to be for you.
Yeah.
It could be you and that person is a good friend and you could develop good relations. Because hold on, just for a second. I will give you the floor. But the real thing is that we have to learn how to appreciate one's for beings and learn how to bring substance to the table such that these beings can also see themselves substantial.
Yeah.
Because if we bring an attraction solely to the flesh, we are making them flat, because the woman is based upon a lot of emotions.
Yeah.
And they always react upon these platforms. I'll give you the floor just now, my brother, man. Don't forget you. The key thing is we must as men start to think more wise.
Yeah.
We have to approach. We're attracted to women. I for myself have plenty women, and I don't want to highlight it, but I do, and I love the fact that they can also overstand my stance. But the thing is, now we have to come to the table with more substance.
Yeah.
How will we come to the table just saying, you got I like this and I like that, but your physical flesh.
Yeah.
And I'll try also, because you're weaned into that, you're not to endorse it. So if she want a short skirt where I show half eye behind, if you go show the rest of men in the world, you want to buy the short skirt.
Yeah.
You know? How we make these choices, how we avoid making these choices is by learning to gravitate more to education and the substance of the being, rather than just thinking that the being is for a sexual interest.
Yeah.
We're sexist most of the time.
Yeah.
We don't look at the feminine or the female energy as an energy which is a balance to us. We're just looking at it like, I want to touch, feel, and have for my sexual pleasure. And that the broke with
all right, see, and that even something where I feel like, to be honest, I feel like men, when it comes down to emotions, men very weak, because like, watch how easy it is for a woman move on from a relationship. A lot of times men egos are so large that when a woman said they don't want you no more, man can't take that and can't stomach that. Man have to feel like they have to justify certain things. And then there are the kind of things then where
and would even kill for it.
yeah, man, and I'm on the kill for them things that too, you know what I mean? And the whole thing is that like I feel like especially now, but like back in the days, I feel like we may get grow hard in terms of emotionally, you know what I mean? Like we may get toughened up.
We're
And
rigid,
now
rigid.
yeah, and now then you just so soft that like everything offended, everybody is offended by everything, and like we just get so like, and I don't know one of the persons then where because I really believe in the fact that you really have to watch how you and watch people mashing people foot, but at the end of the day, that like just simple thing as emotional, and we as men, as I say, a lot of men we not emotionally developed. You know what I mean? That's why man could get in a situation that where man feel like he need to go kill a girl cause she decide that she no want he no more. You know what I mean? That's all.
And this is a ripple effect in many homes based upon the fact the lack of true proper fatherhood.
Yeah.
You see, these things are lacking. Some homes
Examples.
have experienced, or many homes have experienced this itself, where part the lack of a father figure, especially on the male behalf, you know, or a positive, because even sometimes the father figure is there, but that positive
Yeah, you have to be positive.
enlightenment is not
That's
there.
why
These
they
we
just
got
did it.
father figure when they turn their son into girls.
This is what the whole influences has turned to now, because the same thing what he's saying.
But
This is what
all
it
right,
turned to now.
I don't think that possible because which father figure could if you don't father figure, you don't go
weird
to
name.
you know no father figure, you know joker to me.
Are you telling me no father figure then?
Listen why, right? Like all right. Like as far as the weird thing, that like all right. From the time this child publicly they out like that, everybody have could have one opinion on that, and if he need tolerate that, like all right, my point this, all right, if I had one child and my child decide that he may want to become homosexual, it's all right. If he may come to me at a young age like that, I may definitely talk out of that and try talk out of that.
Early, right? You can't think they are calling to
But
you
all
when
right,
they're
first
12,
thing
they are
first.
calling to
First
you
thing
at
first. All right, make I show you this, right? When I'm young, I never have no sexual expression at 9, 10, 11. I know I can't go discuss no sexual expression with my that's something way above the range of one child. So that child name even for the think about orientation yet.
What the go on is the environments are different. You see, what the go on now in most, and this is why I tell you, say it's rather yet better to cherish the simpler things of life rather than sometimes ones may be in position where, especially out of home like that, I am not going to sit on that topic too long because I don't agree with it. But the fact remains that in homes like these children are not getting their direct energies from their mother and father as much as they should be getting based upon their environmental actions and where they work, their workplaces. These things here pulls ones away.
I think the dynamics in that relationship they switch up. I think Gabriel Union that the man and he not the girl,
Well, I mean,
because
that-
like
that's-
really
that-
that evident.
That's on them. That's on them. The
Yeah.
fact with me, what I'm trying to say, I don't agree with none of it. It's hot fire, but I'm not gonna take the time to spend my energy on this topic. But what
Nah,
I'm
man,
trying
a
to say-
generalization vibe.
I know, but more time certain things is
No, we can pass it on just so, but we can talk about it still.
But the fact remains, in a certain household, if these certain things are not prominently there, and they are already exposed to a lot, they already have a lot. Children could have a lot, and this can push them in a direction where they get exposed to certain things which is outside of the control of the parent at a point. And when come to light, then these things here, they themselves may have to say, well, they have to accept that shit. You know
All
what
right,
I mean?
yeah, all right.
You know what I mean?
Speaking on this topic now, right? Parental, like I feel like, all right, no, watch how like somebody like Will Smith, how people grow their kids now. That now
Oh,
become
Magic
a
Johnson.
make a this all right. No, make a we are, I want everybody tap in on this, but here I really want to say I want to really bring this to light whereby that like I feel like no like it questionable now in terms of no like if you could because some parents have shown that they don't have the capacity for thinking of their child's best interest because just like in a doings with I mean, like, all right, I can't say, but at the end of the day, one child's best interest and child's best interest, I feel like he pursue for his agenda because he have total control in how all of that play out at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Most
And
of these Hollywood guys are businessmen, and some of them they don't give a damn about the
yeah, about the
morality.
money.
It's
Because
more
all
about
right,
the
what
business.
try to forward
Because
to right?
all these things get endorsement behind doors where we don't see.
No, right? Watch new Hollywood people and not just new Hollywood people, just the new generation of youths how they get raised now. Like for instance, Will Smith pick me there. They say the way how they raised for them pick me and watch upon the outcome of how for them pick me. And well, I mean, well, I don't know if they're happy, but like like I don't know. That is one for me, from my standpoint, that one moral issue in terms of like I wouldn't if my child ain't come to that conclusion at one grown adult age, well, that for them business. But I never may encourage certain type of lifestyle and promote that with my kids then at a young
Same way
age. You
I
know what I
don't think if
mean?
the kid come under the age of 12 and say, Dad, I think LSD look cute and make people hallucinate and I would want to hallucinate and stuff like that, right? I don't say a parent they say, yes, son, I think LSD would endorse your creativity and make you more creative and I think you should try LSD. Oh, as a matter of fact, here's some mushrooms. I know say parents say be that ridiculous. And as parents, I think your morals should be across the board, right? You should have selective morals, like, oh, I turn on my morals when it comes to this, and then when it comes to this, I turn off my morals. Because then at the end of the day, you don't got no morals if you turn it on and off.
Some don't have no morals.
I just may I say
Some of
because
them are a part of the agenda pushers. So you have to remember, there's a great agenda being pushed. Like I said, Satan and army, plenty. Right? Plenty. Many different forms. There are a lot of agenda pushers out there and people who have agreed that things are okay. Because them want to share a part of their ass. See? So the reality is, as we have stated before, there's nothing new under the sun. This camera need to it's powered off. There's nothing new under the sun, but these people are more moving on a rampant pace and an agenda to attack the youths, particularly, mostly.
yeah.
Because if they could get that in a control for the next 10 or 2 decades to come, then we have less reproduction.
Yeah.
We have less of what we know is balancing the earth. Because as it is, if we have less of these things, certain things are go off balance.
You that the end idea, the man balances earth, alright?
Definitely.
The man balances earth. That's why God full way up with so much sperm.
And this is
And
what I'm
full
saying.
way up
but
with so
this-
much things.
Yeah, so that means you yourself have to go out and multiply. You cannot sit down there and be comfortable with 1 and 2. You yourself gotta go and multiply.
At the end idea, we need to focus more on building community instead of relationship.
At the
Right?
beginning of the day.
At the beginning of the day.
We want
Right?
everything at the end of the day when we're not tired and weak. At the beginning.
So as men we should start build community. And when we bring women and men together, we should make them understand that not about you, right? That about the community.
Oneness.
Yeah. And the community that not never one person, right?
True.
The community that always more than one. But we're so caught up in this sexual world where you can't even bring one another woman to the camp for strength for okay, this woman now a farmer, right?
Yeah.
She they call to the camp for bring a farming strength. Because the other queen might say, no, that's not for farming strength you are being chief for.
For bearing strength.
No, all right. See, all right. Make we discuss this on a real level because, like, all right. No, all right. You have to realize too that like a lot of other females there were no really subscribe to certain type of like because right now, like now in America, poly they become mainstream in the sense a lot of people they start be accepting of the fact that that one genuine way how people could really live make it work. You know what I mean? And I believe that like whoever it could work for, it should be work for. But the main thing I believe in that is it have to be a solid man because now if you have so much souls and minds and hearts attached to you, can't be no big idiot. Because no, you're in the center. Not like, all right, first thing first, you have to be in a position where you, because now, you that the pillar of this whole building, this whole, you know what I mean?
I think we need to get rid of the titleization I think.
No,
right?
No, the reason why I said this is that because like that way the strength of the community won't really stand from because we witness the unraveling of it throughout the years how just the American system unravel families and we could realize and see for ourselves that there are certain things where want affect we down the line if we not really watch out for it same way too.
What I think right now, what ones need to understand is the order of things and how the earth is orientated according to Almighty God will. You see, these things here are part of what we call knowledge and development. So it's far too long that we have been banking on just solely emotions.
Yeah.
Now you see the thing is now the spiritual essence of things is more highly necessary. We are clinging mostly to the flesh, like I said earlier, and we're resisting the higher place. Now, the branding today, as they call it, polygamy. I'm not into that. I don't know what that is.
No, that doesn't matter how they identify it. So we have to identify how they identify it.
This is why I'm going to hit the nail right here now. Because they identify it in a branding mechanism like it's something that was not going on for ages and eons.
Sure.
Based upon traditions and culture.
Yeah.
Right? So now, for some reason or the other now, the polygamy thing come in place now, and in that polygamy system, I'm not saying it's going on.
Woman Kogamo one too.
Yeah.
Not just to speak of such, but the same filthiness which we want to distance ourselves from can occur in those relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas they might be having an orgy, if for all you know, and these type of behaviors. So now these things here, when it comes to that term, polygamy, I don't even hold substance to it. I hold substance to what they're mimicking and what is the cultures and the realities that brought us here before the bag of cloning start happening. Now, let's be real. Let's see what's going on now. Let's examine things. The trees they bust fruits. The fruits they bust seed. In plentiful and abundance.
Yeah.
Right? The trees particularly are upright and go upright and are continuous before and long after. Now we're dealing with some simple little analogies, because if things are more looked into, we will get more clarity why purpose in these things are need to be held up. You see? Woman go through a thing called what? Menopause.
Mm-hmm.
Men.
Yes.
Right? And they go through a thing called what? Menstruation.
Yeah.
Right? All of that starts with what? Men and the substance of such. Be it that it's womb or not woman. Right? Man now, in the other case, particularly, has two scrotums that is highly generating sperm cells continuously.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't reach 70, 80 and stop generating sperm. And there's no need for a man to be utilizing his own body parts to fulfill pleasure. I mean, come on. These things here are forbidden. So the reality is now, in fruitification and blossoms of continuity, where people that grow upright and will walk upright, right? Simultaneously, the trees there might be still, but they're all upright, most of, right? We need to find the culture, the ancient rudimentaries of the spiritual balance between these things, as water to earth. It is a continuous equilibrium. Me and I was talking a thing about Fibonacci. If you check the Fibonacci spiral and how things twine, it shows you a particular balance. It didn't tell you equal.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, people think balancing is equal. Like I said, 2x plus y is equal to m.
Exactly.
That equation is literally balanced, not because the equal sign say equal.
Yeah.
What is m? It could be many variables.
Yeah.
Right? Let's ride away from algebra and these such called algorithms. But the reality is, balancing the structure of life is the key thing. So once we know the balance, the structure of life in continuity and procreation rather than recreation, we want to recreate all day. Oh, party booze and bugger nice, right? A wrecking creation. Because more time, half of the man there when they drink Hennessy, their liver no good.
Yeah.
If their liver no good, their heart no good, their head no good. Again, going back to mental conditions, right? So them thought process is not right. Likewise, this one reflecting on the woman.
Yeah.
By law. So we need to learn what procreation is and learn how to maintain that balance without just clinging to emotions. That way now, man will walk down the road and respect the fellow woman or the other woman them out there without have to have nothing to do with them because you maintain your countenance and your balance, which you can endure. Right or wrong?
Yeah, man.
You can't go out at a speed. Community will set balance. So they don't lust no more. Now they tell you, thou shalt not commit adultery. And we are far away from what the ancient word means when we say adultery.
Yes.
Adultery means not to have a relationship with a minor. What they now call pedophilia. So we have moved from the entire notion of what adultery is, and through the churches and through state, they have taught us, oh, thou shalt not have adultery, you should not go to your marriage. And that's not what adultery is.
Thinking about the name adultery.
Exactly.
Adult.
Yeah. Exactly.
Adult should mess with a child.
You should
Yeah,
not
I
mess
just
with a
picked
child.
that up.
This is the point. And this, so we are misconstruing another thing that is important. Thou shalt not commit fornication. All these things here, they are misconstrued.
Cause alright, as we talk about the term of cheating now, right? Like that that was societal construct, right?
Branding.
Yeah, I mean I understand.
That's how you keep people apart and depreciate the value of the homes. By creating these things. You create marriage in your courts and then you create the divorce. That's business. This is how you torment people's lives. But instead of the churches start to teach the people them the right words and terminology, that to show that these all through the Bible, then I teach the Bible, and all through the Bible they show you men with many wives.
Yeah.
All through the Bible.
Sure.
Even in the hieroglyphics, they show you men with many wives. And all their fruitifications.
Right.
And they're preaching the Bible, but they tell you don't come out adultery means you're not supposed to have another woman outside a relationship. As a man. The minute you do that, you commit adultery. But they
All right, where say now about the woman there? Where say now about the woman there?
This is what I'm trying to say now. Where we go to this now is the balancing thing. You see the thing now, emotionally, women are highly attached emotionally.
All right.
And this is the problem now. Right. If we overstand the role play, we will not be caught up in that emotion imbalance where women feel like, oh, you could do it.
All right, I get what you mean, because in the sense that, all right, one woman have one egg, right? Our man have our man continuously. So meaning one man could impregnate one woman right now. If he impregnate that woman have to hold till 9 months, and he could continually keep on.
Precisely.
9 months.
I mean, like, all right, you see, terminologies like that turn a lot of people off. And you know, I want to talk about it because I like we have to bring deeper meaning and clarity to it. Because even if some people decide that they know or they no see it right or they are partaking in it, you have to realize that for centuries and for that, I mean, I feel like that whole
if the notion was true that all people are created equal and all of women have a vagina and a penis. Let's be real.
Yeah.
All of women are walk with vagina and
All
penis.
the women are got the same hip.
but
As
female
man and woman hip
but
different.
female got miniature penises though.
But it's not a miniature penis, it's called a clitoris. But we're not gonna go down and go into the bio.
If we are talk about it, we are talk about it.
The reality is, even in the bringing forth of a child, it starts from a clitoris. A boy child. You have to know that.
That's why they said it.
That's the reality, and this is why we're
Woman.
This is why we are trying to tell you the spiral coidal. This is the existence of the DNA being X to Y balances.
Yeah.
Right? So now, when we're going deeper now into this whole thing now, as the I say, what about when women feel like they could do the same thing?
Yeah.
It is the order of earth has not been designed in such manner unless you're animalistic.
Yeah.
Only, and that's why they give us dominion over the animals. Now, when you start to behave animalistic, you will see this type of off balance in nature. We're part, like the monkeys them, a few man they beat around.
Yeah.
If that way I use that term. No, that's when you want to get animalistic. In the nature law of man, as it is noted. As you
All right,
just
stick and
established.
pin concerning the same thing. You don't feel like the freedoms where this society afforded women create the monsters that they are now in the sense of, just like I said, where they feel like, all right, we could do it too.
And this is what society want. Yes. Society want off balance homes and minds. Mm-hmm. So this is how they feed the ego of the woman now.
Yeah.
They give them. I agree that women have a lot of abilities. I agree that women can do many things, but there's certain things that are not to be encountered where masculine energy is needed.
Yeah.
And yet one still adventure down these fields. This also changes the testosterone or estrogen level in the bloodstream and can create chaos in your DNA bank. All right, but what I'm trying to say now, no, it's just real talk. It's alchemy. It's alchemy, my brother.
Yes, it's alchemy. Guys, listen. Just yesterday, me I watched. Like, me look up and me hear on the TV, right? Not watching the TV real much, but me hear the TV. Me think said I do the top, but one day I said the girl name, the one when me locked down abroad, man. Yeah.
Oh, Britney Griner.
Right? So when I turn, I see
yeah.
woman are like, yo, what happened to you?
Do that
I think that one man the top. This one
yeah. I can't recall she talking like that. I don't know if that just since she come back.
Testosterone, like, yo, what happened? Your testosterone, like you idolize this thing being a man so much, and then your body how it changed. Like,
all right,
really
you think make a ask on this. You don't think that the whole existence of homosexuality existed far back in the past? How far back do you think that really existed?
Well, honestly, I can't date, and I don't want to try to come about it. I don't go date or try.
No, the reason why I said that is that because I just not feel like man, like just today people could just evolve to that.
This is where they go on. You see, there's a lot of imperfections as well as perfections. So many times, one of the things that where you realize through time is that, for example, this happens in the Jewish community a lot. They have a tendency to like to intermingle. And I know they condemn the Jews neither, right? Or it's the Jewish. The Jewish. They tend to intermingle, and then you find out defects.
Yeah,
you find a lot of ripple in a DNA.
Mental defects and all these things are.
These things arose in our complex field called the defects. Mm-hmm. And it has been there, as we see back in the days. some people got
The
stoned
Amish,
to
the
death.
Amish they do it too.
Yeah.
Some
Amish,
people got stoned to death.
when they caught it in the rednecks.
And they say they do it for bloodline purpose, but there's a means and a way how to do that. There's a means and a way how to integrate the bloodlines for maintaining good structure of lineage and legacy. But their approach to it is not proper.
Yes.
It is based upon a fleshy desire.
Yeah.
And anything when they see, if they feel like that they want to deal with it, no matter if they're their sister or their neighbor or their auntie or their
Like they said, the
uncle.
rednecks.
You know what I'm saying?
Reckless.
Yeah, man have to control, man have to have self-control too, because man have to realize the power within hold, and you just can't, like,
Yeah.
for me, that the most powerful thing too, when a man could hold the realms and know, realize the
This is why I
importance.
try to say it's important that we learn the importance of the spiritual.
There you go.
Because when you become so nymphomanic, right? You can't sit amongst your people and without a polluted mind.
Yeah, definitely.
You can't go amongst innocent children without polluted minds.
Yeah, definitely.
And that will affect our communities drastically if the minds of the ones do not arise to a spiritual balance
Definitely.
rather than the flesh. Because everything, they sell you a bottle of juice, they want you to look sexy. They sell you a car, they want you to look sexy.
Everything
is relative to that sexual appeal. So if we don't know how to maintain a balance in our physical appetite or eyesight appetite,
definitely.
we want to violate our neighbor. We want to violate our brothers and our sisters. We want to violate the children. You see? So this course, where they want the people to head off and is also applauded by the same notion where they just want to have people one-on-one. And you might not see this essence. But when you do that now, and you terminate homes by conditioning programs and shows, the woman feels like it's okay for go have a woman and have that as her close companion because she fear the fact that another man might do the same thing.
Yeah.
And this is all a part of the conditioning. The man now himself started losing testosterone and feels like he need a man to share his emotion with. No, seriously. And it becomes reckless. Or wreckful. I should use the word. Wreckful. You know what I mean? By recklessness and reckless behavior, it becomes wreckful. So that again damages what we call development and procreation.
Yeah.
People have to understand this, my lad. As much as women want to think, as we establish, they give them this esteem or present this esteem in our community that they can become whatever now.
Ego.
We have to realize in order to maintain a balance. The rest of the earth just have to wash up quick and swallow up. Because the earth, everything has balance, you know.
Yeah.
Energies are very eminent and dear for balance. If you knock off the capstone of a pyramid, trust and believe me, vibrations gonna start happening all over there.
Mm-hmm.
If you tamper Orion's belt today, you
Offset
offset the whole equator. So the key thing is now, if we don't understand the importance of maintaining certain orderly balance where the earth don't have as a law, we want to topple the whole thing. If the earth said I want to swallow today, don't get upset. If the earth said I want to throw tsunami, don't get upset. Because the earth and I is one. He said I created the earth. And also in the book said you is earth.
Yeah.
And then from what to ashes to ashes,
Dust, we come from that we go back to.
this is an elemental world.
So just to captivate all that, like you say, go back to one thing, brother. Love the yada. You already know that. And what, like you said, what in the home, what is scarce, brother, is that unconditional love. We have to learn, like you say, you have to see the thing on a celestial base, on a heavenly base, on a spiritual. But as man, we live terrestrial, everything that we planting the wrong things, we planting the wrong seeds in our home. So that's how we're not flourishing properly.
We're planting GMOs.
You see what
I'm
I'm
not
saying?
talking physically,
You
we're
see what I'm
talking
saying?
mentally.
Yeah.
Unproductive seeds.
So
Yeah.
we mind after that on a spiritual level. So like the Bible says, a virtuous woman is very hard to find, brother.
Because watch this now, like a man like a man like Will Smith, you have all this success and you so great, and now you'd expect your seeds then to carry on the greatness and for then go do a pile of foolishness and just decide that. I mean, you see, I feel like the all with them teaching like then give them participation trophies and teach them how to just be accepting of all different type of lifestyle instead of them just focus on just the basics first, you know what I mean?
Some
And
of these
not
people have
push them
literally,
into all kind of thing.
some of these people literally signed contracts because they was into the hype and wanted the limelight. They signed contracts that they could not
Enslave
come
them,
out of.
pitney.
Could not come out of. So this is the same dude we're speaking about that act the movie The Pursuit of Happiness. Why would we select certain ones particularly to make these, to do these videos? Because they fit the characteristic of this pursuit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pursuit of Happiness. Now, the
Cosmic.
book always
Cosmic.
tell you,
Cosmic.
when I say the book, I don't mean just the Bible. When I say the book particularly, I mean
Scripture.
your DNA.
Yeah.
Your DNA. This inscription of the codes also tell you, all that thereof which a man seeketh outside of himself is still yet vanity to
Yeah.
destroy.
Definitely.
So I'm not saying people are supposed to accumulate the things then which can be useful through their journey of life.
You're resourceful as man.
resourceful,
As
as
man,
you
you're
say.
resourceful. Yes, man. You're right. You're right.
However, when one goes out of the scope of knowing themselves and maintaining that balance for the pursuit of a materialistic vision,
Mm-hmm.
it is a long trail of stain in
Yes,
left.
yes, man. There you
And it
go.
will affect the youths them behind him.
Yeah, man.
So,
today now, as I myself want to speak upon my behalf, as a musician, and I always like go back to this point, I pursue delivering high educational message and music to the people, regardless if I'm making a paycheck,
Mm-hmm.
because that cannot guarantee my song happiness.
Yeah, man.
That might be useful to aid and, you know, align me
Line
into a
support.
direction to certain things that I want to see developing for the future generation.
yeah, yes.
But I know if at this moment I make a stance for righteousness and deliver messages, regardless of what the rest of the world, because people have their views on me, when they might not like me, I might be in some people's eyes, whatever it is. I answer to the Most High, regardless of what your eyesight may see.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is, if I am not to put my stance down and propel the message continuously, not just for a moment, but continuously, rigidly, in this field of work, I will not be satisfied with my true nature, because I've found my purpose. I know my purpose, and that is the pursuit of the happiness which most go looking
See,
for.
this
outside.
is why I feel like this is why I feel like music get watered down, because it's no longer attached to one
Internal
goal or
drive.
one, yeah, no, it's attached to money. That why now
Exactly.
that like
Commercial.
that what it, yeah, it become commercialized to the point that where the substance not necessary, that just one matter creating, because right now that about views and
Yes, man.
right now
Status.
like all right, the things then we get the and like really and truly, and the companies then like YouTube and the different that then people they control then thing they ultimately at the end of the day, because you know them people they got backdoor buttons where they could press for prioritize certain contents on all them different platforms. And that will make I realize that this that really want like this whole setup with that really a level of manipulation work, because now all right, they entice you to go up on this platform. Worse like platforms like TikTok. The reason why they put it like that, where that just like videos, that because so you could stay upon it longer, so that they could get more advertising money. You know what I mean? And basically what I say is all of them platforms then just use the people in terms of user information and sell advertisers, and they not really they give nothing in return where they should, and where it, because as I say, all of these things could be used for good and bad. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of positive uses where I feel like social media could have been used for, and it's not being used for that, in the sense of like where the people there at the top and we have control to prioritize, you know what I mean?
Yes. And that go right back to where Ross said with the negative and the positive. For the negative, is greater than the positive. But still, because the positive is so strong, the forces, you don't need that much. You see me?
Yeah, man.
So, like you said, the platform all in that, everybody that hold a seat like a monetary base, so it's everybody have a benefit.
Yeah.
So the more you say you are post your thing and you hear views and you are collect, them might collect millions, then collect more.
Exactly. That
So
the
you
bigger
help them
system,
get
the
rich
benefit,
and
the
you get
real.
money in the pocket. And not the cycle of life, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The food chain. We just staying out of the food chain. So when we go back to that thing where we say with technology and we say advancement and the crew and that thing, listen, we have a tech very useful, like I said, as man we should be resourceful. We are
man.
resourceful, we are built resourceful. And that way how the technology grew up. So we could still like you said, development our country, we could take a part where we're positive, where we could come and use and to help the community and help everybody. You see me?
Top of the
Because,
line.
a lot of people that go
By law. By
you see
law.
me? People that go for the status and different things and like I say, channel their energy in a different way.
There's a thing called fulcrum and load. There's a thing called block and tackle. There's a thing called cause and effect.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You see, there's always a need to circumnavigate cause and effect before application.
Yeah.
You see, one time we start to circumnavigate cause and effect, and before we indulge in, we will have a better stance. This is again where part gathering the knowledge is concerned. Because in order to circumnavigate cause and effect, you have to get the knowledge of a thing. You have to see or foresee the outcomes. You have to foresee what is necessary to put in to get out. And you have to have a good mindset for long-term vision. You see? So when we start a bank, and when I say bank, that I mean your blood DNA bank. Not just start to put money in our account. Because that's on your own account if you're alone.
Mm-hmm.
All right. For those who want to alone. All right. When we start a bank on these notions and these thoughts and start to supply the nerve endings or the cells, because there's a thing in the cell. Let's touch the cell again, my people, because these things need to be highlighted. I keep telling you, foundation knowledge is necessary in order to go forward. There's a thing called the alignment of the receptor and the signal in the cell. You see, the leading cause of death mostly around town today is one of the things called cancer.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not really cancer killing the people. It's really the mindset of the people that is killing the people. It's not really none of the disease killing the people, It is the mind. When the mind has been damaged and cannot sustain upful thoughts, that's when the body starts break down. So, within the cellular structure of one bioanatomy, we have billions of cells. Each of the reason why they call a battery a cell is because it has current.
Mm-hmm.
And it is the same current and the plasma within our cell. The highest
Energy.
conductor of electricity is what? Water. The entire body is just like the earth, 66.6% to 33.3% water balance ratio. So it means to say that, as I see my brother Leonosha is always drinking water, and I really congratulate him for this.
Mm-mm.
I wish he could ease off on some other things and bring certain balance, but I have to congratulate him for this thing. The key thing about water in the anatomy of man, or in the human, or what we call plasma in the bloodstream, is for the conductivity and the connectivity of that electric spark. Transformer got thing say this is the all spark, then push a thing in the man chest and all these things start happening. If you notice the metaphysics in the movie, they call it the all spark.
Yeah.
Them got a cube, particularly, a cube, where they call Metatron cube, which is also from the tetrahedron. Because if you check the cube is actually, the perfect cube is actually the same shape of the tetrahedron.
Yeah.
Who is the tetragrammaton holder?
Yeah.
All right, as they call him, the Almighty God. So this spark inside those structures of your cells, which also, as they depict it visually, as somewhat 3 dimension with 4 rigid corners, right? This cell structure itself, same likewise for the battery. When you look on even the solar panel, you see them show you on a what we call a bird's eye view. You see the same structure, the box, right?
Yeah.
The powerhouse of that on spark within your cellular structure will determine how the signal is aligned with the receptor. Now, the receptor, which I always say being, the signal which I say being, education, knowledge. You see, when the higher apex of the brain, or the pine cone gland, which they call the penile hypothalamus, is enlightened, or the pituitary gland, is enlightened with the right charge, current, which means the food you put in your body. We're going to alchemy now, because this is essential as much as
Yeah,
we
man.
talk a lot of things.
Yeah, man,
The
definitely.
food you put in your body, the water you put in your body has to be electrical, electrolysis. You see, in order to align the cell structure. So this way now, self-healing becomes. Now, instead of one cells breaking down from cancer or these other things now, you have the power. Literally, you
Regenerate.
do have the power to regenerate the formulation of your DNA strand, which is always there to heal and rebuild. If you study the anatomy of man, and as biology speaks, even with the plant, you cut a stem off, and right there, it start grow again.
Yes, man.
Likewise, your structure, the plant cell is simpler than the complex structure of the human cell. So the human cell, based upon this same principle, regenerates continuously. You get a cut by your hand, before you know it, you never need peroxide. If your bloodstream and your hemoglobin has the right potency of oxygen flowing through, your hand will heal itself within 24 hours. So what we're saying, in other words, when education becomes the highlighted signal, the brain is intuitively inclined. ASAP. Like the tick of between last night and tomorrow morning, midnight. Pop!
That real, man.
Light come on. These is the essential processes we must undergo rigidly, readily, rigorously today in assessment of self, in assessment of going forward to highlight knowledge, such that we could use knowledge to further our fields in technology, so that we could use knowledge to further our fields in other development era, such that we can even see why if we are not positive or negatively aligned, or male and female aligned, then we don't have nothing productive going forward. These things will be speaking through our own DNA and our cellular plasm. But we're not enlightened today and inclined to education on those spectrum. And by the mere fact that some of our eating habits is not triggering that ignite spark. The eating habits also have to change. I am not saying you have to go Lego animal and just stop do things without dealing with a process.
Yeah.
But the Almighty God in the 44 laws of Ma'at says, I will treat ye like ye shall treat me. I shall not kill. He didn't say thou shalt, I shall. I shall. As a confirmation to self. Not to make you feel like thou shall, you cannot, but I can. So when we start cherish these simple things here now, we won't even find the time to want to kill a flea when it's flying around. Yeah? The roach, he has his purpose. I'm not saying they cannot be pestilence to us as well. Don't get me wrong. But they have their purpose.
Yeah, definitely.
These things have their purpose, so we will find less time to polish it. And doing what?
Yes.
Develop it. But this thing has to start with the alignment of the structure of the cell, the signal and the receptor. Where the protein bank within the cellular structure is aligned a certain way, rigidly, rather than limp. Once it's limp, our emotions are easily triggered.
Yes.
Or reflex to things that affect us in our environment trigger and can sicken us.
That real
and
talk.
demolish us internally, where our organs are necessary right now for going through.
Like, I don't want to cut you off, but I like yourself for true. Like when time, somebody could have cancer for so long until the doctor tell you, then you take it.
Exactly. That's
your
because the mind got
exactly,
corrupt.
exactly.
Scientists have shown this that
Mhm.
86% of the person them will die of the particular disease did not die neither from the medication nor the disease. It was their mind which started to corrode
Don't worry.
and start to break down the cells.
What power strengthen the mind? Huh?
Hmm?
What will strengthen the mind?
We strengthen the mind with
Father.
with the Father indeed,
There we go.
spiritual heights, but also with self-assessment.
Exactly.
You see,
We are
because
one
we
with
don't
him.
sit down and meditate.
Exactly. We are one
Yeah.
with Him. So when we bond with
Yeah.
Him, the closer we go to Him, the stronger our mind, the
We
stronger our
are
body.
closer
more
to Him,
forces,
He's
you know.
already in
In
us
us.
fully.
There we go. So
Well, it's not
no, I said, but when he
it's
said
close
those one
already.
that's going away, not us. We
Yeah,
know the
yeah.
difference. Me and you know the difference.
Yeah.
But we talking about the one that's spiritual bounded, right?
Yes,
The more the more they segregate, the more they pull away from the thing, that the more the mind corrupt, the more sicker they get, the more the body weakens.
Precisely.
The mind
Speak.
weaken, the body
I want.
weaken.
I want.
Remember,
I want to
it's
speak to you a little bit about meditation because, especially in a time, right, where like as the first thing somebody do when they open their eyes and pick up their phone, like the importance of meditation, this time, yeah.
Very vital, man.
Vital.
And one of the key things is we're probably and touch this topic as we speak about it as well. We have to start a channel. Meditation starts. I must start here. Word. It was about word and song glided upon the waters to create a firmament. Again, it shows you the connectivity of water, right? So, meditation starts beyond just going and to sit down and think or hallucinate, in so to speak. It starts in a place where we must properly hydrate, right? We must properly hydrate, and we must find time for silent keeping.
Yeah.
For silent keeping. Now, some people came in here their own heartbeat, but your heart really always they give that thumping sound. And if you really study yourself, you could hear your heartbeat, and you could actually monitor the amount of beat per minute.
Yeah.
If you truly want to do that. But the thing is now, we don't find the time for that songness. So, on the level of meditation, I think people need to first align themselves with proper intake of fluids.
Yeah.
You see, because
Right.
the mind now reach the high place of sustenance of meditation if the right proper oxygen flow on the flow
Yeah.
through water and through breathing.
Yeah.
The
Man.
overs breathing today, we don't even breathe properly from our diaphragm. Most people, when they're breathing in, instead of the diaphragm going down, it's going up. When you're taking in oxygen, the diaphragm's supposed to be going down,
Yeah.
which expands the elasticity of the lungs.
Yeah.
And when breathing out, it pushes up, push out.
Mm-hmm.
But simple breathing practices are not upkept.
Yeah.
Simple hydration practices are not upkept. So if we can align ourselves with some of these key simple things right here, we can find more resonance or find more resourceful energies from silent time and meditation. But meditation will be very much needed in order to self-assess. Meditation will be needed in order to even see things on an educational part that they didn't teach you in school.
Yeah.
Because even His Majesty said, we must be equipped and prepared for what society has ill-prepared us for. Which means, even though we go to school and get this bag of education, some of the stuff that we really need is not there. But within our self-assessment, we can start to re-educate and re-elevate the heights of that dormancy which is already there in your DNA.
That's what we're bringing here today.
The only way you could agree with a thing is because there's a vibration in your hemoglobin, or I would want to say your mitochondria, vibrating a frequency where signal the cell and tell the cell, yeah, turn on that shit there in your DNA bank.
Yeah.
And you can say, yeah man, that synchronized, that makes sense. Certain things we want also query, But it takes more clarity in the cell structure to order come to that.
Yeah.
More than just to say, all right, somebody to tell you it. It want to take that songness in a time spent with self. Time self in assessing things. So the meditation barrier, the meditation feel is not solely restricted just to sitting down. Some people might say we're going to corner with the whole of mates. Sometimes I can't not give nobody mates.
Yeah.
I can't give them a throw off. Rather than mates. Not for real.
Yeah, real.
So the meditation, boundaries is governed by many other key principles, the way we eat, the drink, and how we breathe in.
Yes.
In order to come to a higher light, because with proper oxygen not circulate through with hemoglobin, we not enlighten the frequency in our bloodstream.
Yeah.
And like you said, that real talk, because that's the same thing with where generate with different emotions when we get mad, sad, and things that with energy not flow properly. You see me? So when we level, you see, we think level-headed, the mind flow, the body operate the same way. So the real talk, everything I just said, are real truth, the facts. Facts and that things that things that we need to educate the youth on, because I got sayings where like some information with hell is information needed. So the things then when we think to teach you we're left out things then were needed. And simplicity, like you said, simple things then. But then we need where they start with the basic. It's like math is what is math? Breaking it down to the basic, you see me?
And go ahead. You have something to say? What is important that we note again, just like we were saying off the spin off of the Smith guy, the Smith guy, we pursue happiness, but we don't pursue what gonna maintain and sustain certain happiness.
Yeah.
So sometimes we pursuing the big bag or the long bag, but then without proper knowledge of self and how to sustain self healthily, we want to find ourselves to give the doctor 100% and
get put in at a bag.
Exactly. The money go to the doctor and you in at the bag, and then they take your body parts.
All they do, treat.
And treatment don't cure things.
Not the cure.
Yeah.
They treat you, not the cure.
If
you
you're
just go back
treating a
and treat
disease, you're making it worse.
Something else worse.
Because if you're treating something that is already bad, that you're only preparing it to become worse.
Yeah.
So
And
one
then
time
you
you
make
have them
something
want
else
to talk
worse.
about treatment, it's mistreatment.
Yeah. You make something else
Yeah,
worse.
man.
You damage another organ, you damage another part of the body.
Plenty times. Especially with these white pills.
Think about cure, so
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, man, everybody in tune this way to go on with that, Marcus. With us, they have a round table reasoning, you know what I mean, with the great Jah Myhrakle, Lee Usher, Bujo, you know what I mean, and with us, they have the vibe. Right now, we are switch it up and go in a different segment right now. You know what I mean, play some musical vibes and make Jah Myhrakle chant some vibes and bring up the frequency to our next level. You don't know how that go.
Full up.
Yeah, man.
Just a moment, just a spin off.
Yeah.
Spin off. Yeah, man, the music is always a conversation. People just know it a little bit just for now. And you see, meanwhile the music playing in the background just for start, because we don't have no control and restriction and time.
Yeah, man, definitely, with the vibes.
So while the music just playing in the low background, forward ground, I would say, I want to encourage my nation, my people, my ones abroad, near, far, even in the lands them where they were born. And I talk about secularly. Maintain positive, good, purposeful, meaningful doings. The things them that you forward towards, which you want to seek betterment. Make it be one that is fueled also by education. Let it be one that is fueled also by love and compassion for others, because the key thing in this circle of life right now, if we don't understand, it's a union within all the elemental world. and you're just a part of the entire oneness. So it is vital that we substantiate with community, serving others more than just serving self. Yes, we must secure ourselves. We must have little on at least food in our belly or on the table, water to drink, roof overhead, in order to have a sound mind to go forward to even pursue doing other things for others. But within the pursuit of anything that you aim towards or your goals are, remember, success is very limited. Progress is the greater reward for monumental roles in our communities, in our society. Yes? Progress. And where progress is concerned, it means for all. It's across the banner, it's across the border, it's called development, it's called building, it's called commutative law. X plus B equals C. Likewise, B plus X equals C. They're still getting the same outcome. So there's nothing to depreciate from the value of the associative and the commutative law. The commutative law. So find the necessities in serving others. Sometimes we may have discrepancies in how we go about and agree on things, and we'll have these things, but put the differences aside for the greater good. This is what is necessary right now for development, for progress, for betterment, and the platform for better future. For those things that we can consider to be legacy. For those things that we can consider to be worthy of. Yes?
Yeah.
Full and bright, full and lively. Run up the rhythm, bring it from top and turn it up. Give thanks and praise unto the Most High. Up full and bright, full and lively. Yeah. I love doing this. Yeah. I wish you well. Wishing well. All you, all ones, wherever you're there. I wishing well. Sing with me in your inner biorhythm. Sing with me in your inner frequency, in your inner vibration. Wishing well. Wishing well. Sing. I wish you well. I wish it well. Alright. For the centripetal minds which and wish the wish to accomplish a wish. I wish you well. Wish it well. If it is you, how to he go together the latter no matter what reach. I wish you well. Farewell. Hold on. They were late to the water, but they refused to drink. What did they think? He gave them willow in the wilderness yet, but they refused to complain to him. Yeah. Oh. He gave them manna in the wilderness, but in the wilderness they confused to complain to him. Complain to him. Wishing well. And then. It was a lion and a lion in the lion's den. And then it was Dan Marcus and Jah Myhrakle in the lion's den. And then it was Butcho and Lion in the lion's den. Yeah. Written in a revelation, he's the King of Kings, Emperor Haile Selassie I Kadamawe. Solomon and Daniel also in the book of Kings is the Lion and Judah that never fail. Blasphemers who speak against him in eloquent ignorance shall fall along the way. Sun, moon, and stars, let them lead the way. Pull up.
Pull that up, man. Yeah, man. Live vibes.
Hopeful and bright, hopeful and lively.
Great vibes.
Yeah. All the lovely people who are viewing wherever you are, especially those in the country called Belize, hopeful and bright. Praises be unto the Most High. Glad to be with you. For the centripetal minds which anguish the wish to accomplish a wish, I wish you well, wishing well. If it is you, alto ego together the latter, no matter what reach, it's farewell. So many standing over the wishing well, they standing over the wishing well. Oh, he gave them manna in the wilderness, yet in the wilderness they complain to him, refuse to commune with him. He led them to the water, yes, they refused to drink. They refused to commune with him. Oh, the earth will bow down. The earth will bow down. Oh, the earth will bow down. The monogenes, the monogenesis will say, I am the Alpha and the Omega High. The Word made flesh, locust knows. The perfected Emperor Haile Selassie High. The Amen which open and close, which blossom and shows, which bring the Lord's Prayer to life. In earth as it is in heaven, I Melchizedek, I Haile Selassie High. Enoch, Elijah, Moses and Christ. Under the shadow of the wings, is pure and his righteous shall abide. And carried on reasons of the kingdom, alchemical algorithm. Intuition, wisdom, numbers, word and sound. Infinite expertise in the wordsmith on the throne. Hallelujah, appointed in his time, appointed Shem, for us his name combined. Hey. Written in our revelations, he's the King of Kings, Emperor Haile Selassie, Kadamawe. The earth will bow down, the earth will bow down. And it was a lion and a lion in the lion's day. And I wanted to check the metaphysics and the expression. And it was a lion and a lion in the lion's day. In the lion's day. And it was a 3-point star around Orion's bay that balanced the pyramids day. In full control of the system. And it was an obelisk right there so in the middle of Washington D.C. day, reflected of Ethiopian ancient pyramid. Yeah. Whoa. And it was a lion and a lion in the lion's day. Like lions don't fight lion day. Check the metaphysics day. Lions don't eat lion in lion day. In Daniel's day, it was a lion and a lion in the lion's day. It was Enoch and Elijah in the lion's day. Cherubims man, seraphims man. In the Ophanims day, His Majesty throne seated in. And it was a lion and a lion in the lion's day. It was courage, faith, justice, and a verdict. A worthy cause. Job, Joshua, Jonah. Check the whole thing in the metaphysics there. Something that to only be taken literally. Yeah. Let them lead the way. Let them lead the way. I say, for the centripetal minds which anguish the wish to accomplish a wish, I wish you well. Farewell. Yeah, man, the music sweet, the music nice. Yeah. We'll run it one more time, friend.
One more time.
Yes.
Meditation music.
The key thing about this thing here It's about knowledge in music, right? See, we could sing a lot of words and it is all good for education, but more time, the ones them who are also the receptors, as we discussed the signal and the receptor, the word, the message, the education, the signal going out, the receptors also need to know how to synchronize on certain planes, on certain levels. You what may I say? So, message need to also be broken down when we're delivering the message. So I don't come to just sing the songs them the same way we have, recorded the songs. We come to bring forward the essence of the song. More importantly, rather than just sing the lyrics of the song. Because this is a forum for teaching, for learning.
Definitely.
And I'm not a lecturer, and nothing is new under the sun. I cannot educate you. You are already educated. You already have education in your DNA. You already have knowledge. I can't teach you nothing. I can only highlight certain things which might be, on a shelf in the back of your head. See? So this is where we are with the music. From top again, of Full and Bright, of Full and Lively. For all you powerful artists in Belize, want to inspire you more to do more great works. Continue to pump it because the country need it. Especially information and knowledge, not just about self. Yes? Of Full and Bright, wide spectrum. Ice on fire. 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 When we say ice on fire, I want you to understand the metaphysics as well. See? Three states that is of water continuously existing simultaneously. Yes? Gas, liquid, and solid. Yes? I can express the rest in the message. Ice on fire. Ice on fire. Again, Millennium King, Millennium God. Holy Xavier, I sat my brat stepping in. Millennium King, Millennium God. Conscience of mankind left foot stepping in. Haile Selassie, I conquering Lion of Judah. Holy I Kadama ways the imperial order. Theocracy rule. Vampire them get the power. Ice on fire. Ice on fire. Ice on fire. He's the conquering Lion of Judah. Ice on fire. Ice on fire. And if you notice, a few phenomena happened recently in the middle of the ocean. All ice literally was on fire. Yes, last year if you check some of the things them which were not broadcasted straight across your medias. Secretly some places they show you late night news. Ice on fire. A lot of things is going on at certain poles on the earth right now. It's a polar shift. Right now, where the cold was, the heat coming. Where the heat was, the cold coming. This is the transverse reality of the entire metaphysics of this delivery. Ice on fire. Yes? And yet still, within the humbleness of the nature of the lamb and the lion, in subtle nature, just to be tranquil, there's a vibration of the lion roaring. His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie. The earth will bow down. The earth will bow down. They will lay to the water, but they refuse to drink. That's ice on fire. They will lay to the water, but they refuse to drink. That's ice on fire. Ice on fire. He gave them unleavened bread in the wilderness, but in the wilderness they complained to him. They didn't come to him. They didn't really come to him. They didn't commune with him. That's ice on fire. Yeah. Arrogant ego man, egotistic men, fly past water pan, fly past for high saddleback, fly past water pan. He said, peace is the foundation for development. Peace is a flowering plant. Today peace is a day-to-day problem. They were arrogant man, fly past water pond. That's ice on fire. That's ice on fire. Yeah. Akibeta say, the monogenes, the monogenesis would say, I am the Alpha and the Omega I. The word made flesh, locust, no. The perfected emperor, highly Selassie. The Amen which open and close, which blossom and shows. The perfection which brings the Lord prayer to life. That's ice on fire. Ice on fire. Praises be.
Mystics, powers. Yeah, man.
Give thanks.
Yeah, man. Where to go on live? Where's my lad? You feel still? The vibe.
The vibe is
Electrical.
hopeful and lively. And I love the delivery part because we should have run it again.
All right. Run
Just
it.
push it.
Next with him.
No,
Yeah, that
we
is
don't
it.
want no next video. We want to talk to the people.
All right, well, let the man. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Because the fullness is in the message. It's not about
Yeah.
jumping around. Yeah, those are those. And the Bob Marley say, who? And I think the I and I had a trap. What the trap name when me and the I have?
Jah is good.
Jah is good, right? Jah is good. Bob Marley say, the hidden back. Sing with me. Sing with me. Hidden back the on the wall. The hidden back the on the wall. The hidden back on the wall. The hidden back the on the wall. The hidden back the on the wall. This is the reality what we're dealing with right now. The hidden back is on the wall. As we were reasoning earlier, right now systems want to do all kind of things to control because it's out of their control. It's really in the Almighty God's control. But now, they want to try all kind of manipulation and all kind of technological approach to dismay, dismantle and bring abomination upon the land. The hidden back there on the wall without solution. They don't have no solution. They have neglected His Imperial Majesty prominently. I will always emphasize this, His word. They've turned their back on the message. In high places, the League of Nations, former League of Nations today, which we call the United Nations, they are not unified to secure all nations. They're trying to find dominations over other and control over other. So they use all type of mechanisms. So they reach a point now where part even the monetary value is not having so much value, so to speak, quote unquote, even if they're creating this reality, right? Their backs is against the wall. When the Queen took a hard fall, as Humpty Dumpty also did fall off a wall, right? we realize a lot of things start happening outside of our control, where the economics and things start pull tug and war.
Yeah.
The reality is, the Queen fall off the wall long before they said she fall off that wall, right? I mean, the Queen is a living being. She used to honor His Majesty. She used to bow down and reference His Majesty. We respect her for that. We respect her for certain things where she may have done that could have been done better.
Yeah.
But they did it how they did it. But, you know, we're not to give them no uphand and no applaud.
Yeah.
We respect certain things in our respect to life and human beings, you know what I mean? But the hidden back is on the wall, my people. So, the only way we want to find solution and resolution to this situation is a community collective togetherness. Yes? Because if they decide to drop the value of the money tomorrow, no matter if we have $1 million, it will be useless as compared to our efforts and strength together in union.
Yeah.
Yes, this is the reality. So we have to see the need right now. Because, as I say in our song, the earth will bow down. When Corona hit, the nations they start to run to farming. Everybody wants to start to run to something which is basically the rudiment, which is the law of which we live. Our clothes, or food, or shelter is all based on farming. So we cannot wait to take up these things here and produce. Let us procreate and not procrastinate. Yes? Because the earth will bow down. And this is what we mean the earth will bow down. People might think it's some guy coming out of the sky on a cloud. Maybe on a sleigh. Maybe Santa Claus. Oh, Santa Claus. Maybe somebody might think it was Satan Claus coming out of the clouds. And then this is the big earth will bow down. The earth consistently will bow down. Because it's by law. The earth is governed by the Almighty God law. And this is by law. Read him up from top.
Yes.
And we're ease out right from here.
And the fullness thereof.
Give thanks for where I go on. What's going on? What's up? Upful and bright pillar. Upful and lively. That Marcus, big up yourself. But you big up yourself. The one and only Apex. Leon Usher. Big up yourself. Upful and bright. Upful and lively. This is Golden Ark Records. Jah Myhrakle, the Oracle. For all you lovely people, as I ease out. Whoa. Them say them a hero. Hero plays zero. Whoa. Them say them a hero. Hero playing zero. Shooting star gonna fly out in the atmosphere. Them say them a hero. And hero plays zero. Cataclysmic catastrophe set up on the youth, them my friend, them say them a hero. Hero playing zero. Zero. Watch them shoot up them one another. Shoot up them sister and brother. Shoot up them one mama. Shoot up them grandmama. No respect, no honor, no reverence for each and one another. What them a do right now in the community, in the area, them a break down the channels of proper production. Proliferation right now is the waste channel right now where them a preach. The preacher right now on the pulpit, them a mislead. And them say them a hero. Them playing zero. Bulletin information right now. Who want take Snapchat? Mugshot. Snapchat. Mugshot. Bulletin stick right now in the bullet now. That's a thumbtacks. This is who we gonna attack. This is our prospect. That's another suspect. For what? Them say them a hero. Them say them a hero. Would you care for them? Would you be outspoken? I wonder if the parents who are paying rent right now will care for the little children. Will you care for them? Will you be outspoken? I wonder if the little ones them who pay rent right now will care for the little children. Them say you are the minority, yet I know you are the majority. They have nuts in our society is the people them who are really suffering from overall poverty. Them say you are the minority, And by real effect, you are the majority. It's the have-nots in the little ghetto without rooftop who are truly suffering from poverty. Would you kill your brother, kill your sister, kill your mother, kill your father with stress? Oh, would you kill your mother, kill your brother, kill your father, rope to the neck? Whoa. Answer this. Will you care for them? Will you be outspoken? I wonder if the parents who paying rent right now will care for the future generation. Will you care for them? Be outspoken. I wonder if these future ones will right now be secured for the next nation to come. Education to come. Upliftment to come. Word, sound and power right now in ringing down in the eardrum. 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 Educate them, my people. Parents, you are the householders. Parents, you are the lawgivers, the law keepers under His Imperial Majesty law and order. Yeah, don't lose them. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Give thanks.
Yeah, man, give thanks. Great Jah Myhrakle.
We
Yeah, man.
can't just like ease out and no got that Marcus span this rhythm though.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
man. How you
sure
mean
that
now, man?
Marcus
No,
could
we
just-
got
you know,
our realms
man.
there. We got our realms there. We you know what I mean?
You
That
don't
with
have
us.
anything by rhythm?
No, yeah.
Alright. Well, we are wrap it up.
Yeah,
then.
man, that was it. Yeah, man, give thanks for everybody who in tune. Yeah, man.
Hopeful and bright, hopeful and lively.
It
Praise.
was an honor.
Yeah, man, blessings.
Blessings.
Give thanks, you know?
This is what we need more. You see, even in this podcast right now, even in this podcast right now,
Tonight. Miracle.
sorry